pursuit.
In 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 pursuit.
Welcome back, family. I'm your host, Alexis, joined as always by my brother in Christ, JP.
What up?
And you know you got the big engine that could.
Yes, sir.
It's the Knowledge Johns, the man that prides himself on how fantastic this setup is. Now, mind you, he got some things cooking that y'all not ready for. I'm just letting you know what's coming. I'm just letting you know what's coming. There's more to come. Hey man, this week's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? So Wednesday, I was at the dentist, and I went to the dentist to get a deep clean, by the way. They thought I was crazy. They were like, bro, like, you thought you was just going to talk after getting a wisdom tooth pulled? Well, I didn't know I was going in there to get a wisdom tooth pulled. I went in there to get a deep clean, and she said, oh, we're pulling this tooth out today. I said, huh?
I said,
I said, nah, but so then I was like, all right. She said, I was going to wear off in, the stuff going to wear off in a couple hours. I was like, all right, I'll be able to talk. I'll be all right. I left it. I didn't say nothing. And then the stuff wore off, and my mouth felt like I got hit in my jaw. I was like, no, sorry, we're not. Yeah. So then this was crazy because I had the numbness stuff, in my mouth. And today we're going to talk about some things that are kind of heavy. So, obviously this is part 2 of the episode that we did last week. Yeah. So, but prior to getting into what we're talking about, we can't just ignore, we're believers, but we're some steppers for the kingdom. So we can't just ignore what's going on outside. And we've been very consistent with that. Anytime there's something going on outside, like the Coldplay concert and all the other stuff that could be happening.
Like real talk, and I think that's the thing that needs to be said too. On this pod, bro, yeah, we be funny when it's talking about, let's be real. If we can sit up here and laugh about the Coldplay junk, we can sit up here and be serious about recent events.
Yes, for sure. So we're gonna talk about what's been going on. And I want this to be a disclaimer before we talk about anything. All three of us look at everything that we look at through a biblical lens. Yeah. I don't look at what goes on in the world through a worldly lens. I don't care if you fall on the left. I don't care if you fall on the right. You with the blue, you with the red, you with them over there, or you with them over there, or this what you believe about that policy, or that what you believe about that policy. Everything I believe about politics comes from you. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that that's clear before we give any type of opinion, before we start talking about anything, before we do anything of any type of conversation. Everything that we believe comes from right here, right? So, okay, so I'm gonna just dive into it because there's 5 victims of violence that have transpired over the last 30 days, right? It might be a little bit longer, but 30 days. There's a victim, Cristo Rey Jesuit high school shooting. That was a 35-year-old man. They don't have his name, but he was somebody that was gunned down in the Minneapolis shooting. Harper Moyeski, a 10-year-old, also killed at that same shooting. Fletcher Merkel was an 8-year-old, also killed at that same shooting. There was also a congresswoman, another congresswoman, a state legislator at the House of Representatives level, Melissa Portman, that was gunned down in Minnesota as well. So all of those families, I want to make sure that's very clear. Our largest condolences go out to you guys. Yeah, I don't take it lightly. There's it's horrific. There's I got 3 kids, right? There are parents that are never going to be able to wrap their arms around their kids again. Get out. There's a wife that's now a widow. I don't know if the man didn't say if he had kids, then those kids are not fatherless, which is just diabolical. It's disgusting. It doesn't have any place in our world. It is straight from the enemy. We know that it is. We live in a fallen world. It's broken. I'm going to say the last name. Everybody knows who the last name is, but in general, we have to do better, right? As a society, we have to do better. Yeah. We got to do better at protecting these kids because, and my two brothers right here are firm believers and participators in the Second Amendment, right? But we need to do better with screening people. We need to do better with protecting these kids. It shouldn't just be where somebody could just pull up and do whatever they're doing with a firearm on a kid's campus. There's been like 10 school shootings now at this point. Like, it's like at this, like I really don't, you can't make it make sense to me. I really don't understand why it's not somebody that's there that's really strapped on every single high school, every single middle school, every single elementary school, every single campus. Yeah. Like, we go to social doubts. They be strapped in social doubts. You know, you notice. I know the security guards. I know. They all the brothers. They'll come up to me and say, "Hey, what's up, man? Boom, boom, boom." Like we like that. You know, they got that thing. It don't matter. Like it. We got to do that in church, unfortunately. But we're not ignorant to the fact that this is the world that we live in. Adam, in the beginning, had a poor step in his leadership, and it caused the demise of this world, which caused us to fall, right? Which I didn't know we was on a mountain before, which is why they call it the fall. Shout out to Pastor Ledoux for pointing that out, right? Yeah, you did. So that's what caused us to fall. That's why we live in a world like this. Like people will say, well, how could you believe in God? How could God just let that little kid get killed? Well, let me stop you real quick. Let me help you out. We live in a fallen world. We live in a broken world. And this is not what God originally created. Yeah. As much as it's his creation, this specifically is not what he intended and what he created. So I'm going to just talk about them for, we'll take a moment of silence in a little bit, but what are y'all brothers thinking about? With all this stuff that's going on, y'all are gun owners yourselves, but there's a bunch of gun violence. There's a bunch of nonsense going on. People getting gunned down, kids, husbands, wives, people that are in the, in the government, people getting gunned down all over the place. What do y'all think about this stuff?
I will tell you is that,
well, one, any act of violence is wrong. If you're not defending yourself and you're not fearing for your life, or you're fearing for the life of somebody else, and you enact any, and I mean any level of violence against somebody, bro, you in the wrong.
Yeah, senseless violence. Yeah.
You're in the wrong. And what I will tell you is that I said this a long time ago to one of my friends. Well, really one of Ryan's good friends. She kind of asked me, these brothers know I keep it on me everywhere I go. It's not a time where I don't have it on me. And she just asked me, was like, hey, why do you feel like you have to carry that around everywhere you go? And I said, the reason why I feel like I have to is because, one, I know that we live in a fallen world. And I know that not everybody is wired the way to be participating in having somebody else do good. And with that being said, I also grew up in an environment where there's always going to be a person looking to harm you, whether that be physically to get something off of you, whether that be to like just to get something from you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah. But what I will tell you is, bro, is that, and I told her, and I responded with this. I said, if I'm being honest, as a person who owns multiple firearms, it's too easy to get a gun. And I would tell you, and I would hope that every gun owner can say this. In America, today or tomorrow, they say, you know what? It's too much. We're shutting down every gun store, and we're shutting down. Everybody has to return their weapon. Because we have to do better as a society when it comes down to these kids. And for people who want free speech, And let's be honest, if God can give everybody free will, that is what we must do as well. And if it's to stop somebody from feeling like they can take away that free will from somebody else because of something that they said or because they had a bad day, I would 100% give up all my firearms.
That's fair.
But with that, let's be honest. Being a gun owner, I do believe that there needs to be a little more stuff. There needs to be a little bit more in play to get the ball rolling, to be considered to have a gun.
Yep, for sure.
But at the same time, I will tell you this. Just because we make laws in government, the people who are doing these bad things are criminals. So they're criminals. So it doesn't matter what we write in the letter of the law.
Right.
It doesn't. Because guess what? They're not going to follow it anyway.
Correct.
So with that in mind, I'm going to always keep a firearm with me.
Yep.
And if it's going to help me to save another person's life, then by God, like that's the only thing I can pray for.
Yeah.
And I think any person who owns a gun who is sensible and who has went through training, who has worked through good training,
right,
good training,
yes, sir.
Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is pull that trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the last.
That shouldn't be your first. That shouldn't be your first response.
That should not be your first response.
Which is crazy because there's a lot of gun owners that are more responsible than some of these officers that hold firearms. This is true because I've seen some of the things that people go through training. I don't feel like it's the same with some of the things. And my brother across the table wasn't an officer, so I would say this from a space of what I've observed. And I don't think that all cops are bad, and I'm not thinking like any of that stuff. But I do. But I have seen that. I feel like frequent attenders of gun ranges that talk about the severity and the seriousness of guns, practice shooting guns for sport, but also for protection, understanding the different way what it means to have that thing and what it means when you release that trigger and what's projectiling at another individual or human being.
I would.
We've all played video games here, but life is not a game.
No, not at all.
So when I make this analogy, please don't think that I'm comparing it to a video game.
Right.
What I am saying is that in a video game, when you have a weapon and it's an insta-kill weapon, that's the most powerful thing in the game. And there's not anything you can do once you destroy something.
Right.
I treat all firearms like that.
That's how it should be.
This is an insta-kill.
Yep.
Because respectfully, I've seen people get shot in the leg and die.
Yep. You hit the right spot?
Yeah, you hit the right spot. So I go to the range. But guess what? I'm human, bro. I'm not a robot. So before I pull this trigger, I'm going to make sure that, hey, is this the best course of action? Not just is the best course of action, but who am I saving?
Yep.
Am I saving a human being?
Right.
Or am I saving my ego?
Yeah.
And I think that's the real question that kind of needs to be said. It'd be asked, because I'm 100% with you, dog. Is I would say, at what point do we say, okay, hey, bro, these kids are the most precious thing on this world?
And the enemy knows that.
Yeah, and the enemy knows that, right? These kids are the most precious thing on this world, man.
That's a fact.
And what can we do to stop that? And I would say that we need more deterrence. And I get it. And JP, you've been a police officer. There's for the amount of people and the amount of schools, there's not enough police officers to do it.
It's not, but I don't even think, maybe it's not even a police officer thing. Maybe it's hey, you're trained, you go through a certain course.
And I would 100% do that.
You're a school protector, whatever you want to call it, whatever title you want to make.
Yeah.
We got enough funding in the government.
We can do that.
Where every single school can open it up where you got 2 of them.
100%.
That are on campuses at all times.
And I would say that is doable.
Yeah.
But you know what's sad? Is that, and let's get biblical.
Let's do it.
God is the ruler of all things.
Amen.
But don't you think it's funny how he says, the ruler of this world is the enemy, is Satan.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the most powerful place in this country where the most stuff happens? It's in government.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being in mind, you got to ask yourself, most governmental things are run off of greed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's run
100%.
off of ego.
Mm-hmm.
It's not run off of the betterment of people. It's not run off of the betterment and everybody has a right to house and everybody has a right to XYZ.
Right.
We it's sad, but we don't run in that society.
Mm-hmm.
And for the people who like, well, we should be communists, bro. Communists don't run in that society either, dog. Respectfully.
They don't understand.
Yeah, they don't run in that either, dog. I would rather be in a capitalist state where I could say I could go out here and I can make this money.
Mm-hmm.
And I can shape I can, God willing, I can shape my destiny how I want it to be shaped with this paper.
Right. Yeah. You can use it as a tool.
Yeah. I can use it as a tool to get to where I need to be.
What you think over there?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm done. But I would just say, man, like
you got over there.
the last point I would make, bro, and this will be my final point, I promise you, is that
you good, bro. You could
is
talk.
that
You got time.
is that like real talk. For us to actually make a change, it requires everybody to say, kids are valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are the most precious thing in this world. Because if we're not going off of that, then we kind of just missing the point when it comes down to gun violence. We're missing the point when it comes down to mental health. We're missing the point when it comes down to all these societal issues.
Yeah,
Because we're not thinking about the most precious thing on this world.
for sure.
Yeah, I'll say the turn of events that have transpired are egregious. It's sickening, and it sucks that we live in a world that things like that do happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it sucks because when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to security protocols and parameters and stuff like that, preventative measures, there is not enough emphasis and there's not enough effort to be preventative.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that, and me and Ricky was talking about this today.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that a lot of the work that is done is reactionary. And a lot of it don't have to be. And in 2025, there's more than enough things that have transpired. Even if we just talk about over the last 5 years, let alone the last 10 years, there have been enough things that have transpired that have happened in this world to know, look, we need protocols, we need security measures put in place to prevent us from being the next city, the next organization, the next school that is, making
Targeted.
National headlines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I will say, and don't get me wrong, like the state of Texas the state of Texas is doing things, and I can speak on the state of Texas just because I know, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things like, there are cities that are making it a requirement to have, for schools to have not just school resource officers, but to also have police officers at the schools. Like it's a requirement.
Yeah, I'm
now,
betting
like
an Allen High School probably have 7,500 kids,
Now funding does play a part, but I mean, like, let's be real, like we can, like we can make those things happen.
Right,
But again, it's just one of those things that, that'll never happen to us, or, that won't be us. And it's all good until it ain't.
Yeah.
And,
Dog.
that is the overall, picture, is that when it comes to security and when it comes to even policing measures and protocols, a lot of things are good until they not.
Right.
And that's the thing that sucks, is that a lot of times somebody has to suffer before we, put in place the things that we know we should have, we know we could have, to have, possibly prevented this, or there have been, protocols and parameters in place where the severity of this situation and circumstances would not be so severe.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of gun laws and, the requirements to get guns and stuff like that. The reality, the sad reality is that we can never prepare or like create a system or test that you can, prepare for any possible outcome or the real mental status of anyone. Like, well, there's no way to get around that. Yeah. But I do agree that there are things that we can be better about those screening processes. Whatever testing, definitely teaching, and I think more people should want to know how to handle firearms.
Yeah, for sure.
Even
More,
what I'm saying,
more
even
people.
if you don't just necessarily want a gun, I think that more people definitely should be skilled in handling guns. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
In training, because the reality is like we live in a fallen world. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I would rather be trained and know how to handle it and know how to handle myself and protect the people I love along with myself versus trying to rely on
other folk,
policies and stuff to be put in place to try to, like, I would rather just know how to, handle myself on my own.
Two things to that. What you're talking about. One, that's biblical. So, I'm going to give y'all some scripture to talk about this. But two, it prevents tyranny. The Second Amendment wasn't put in place by our forefathers because people want to be able to create violent criminal. The Second Amendment was created so that the government couldn't do us like the Hunger Games. That's the real of it. We was talking about this with my oldest this time because he was like, "Well, why do I need to know about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights?" I'm like, "Bro." My wife was like, "Tom, the fact that you just said that is an ignorant statement. We need to get it together. Like, you need to understand all of this stuff and why and how come and all of it. And that's biblical too. And it says to submit to government authority. Government authority, they wrote out documents and they were very specific in the lining of the documents and they weren't perfect, but it says what it says. Yeah. Right? And they were appointed at the time they were appointed by God to do what they do, right? So what was biblical about it? Luke 22:36 says, and by the way, I'm going to give you context. I was talking about context last week, right? You made us laugh about context last week. But this context, it's during the Last Supper, and there's a shift in circumstances. You remember the first time he sent them out 2 by 2, and he said, "Don't take anything each." Right? He said, "That's your feet on." He said, "But now take your money and your traveler's bag, and if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. For the time has come for this prophecy about me is to be fulfilled." He was counted among the rebels. Yes, everything written about me by the prophets will come true. So the simple fact that that's the case, and that's what Jesus told them to do. Yeah, the modern day sword is a firearm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Back then, that's what they had. They didn't have gunpowder. You know what I'm saying? Now we have the fire. That is your sword. And there's a time, but he realized he said this, and then in the garden, Peter slices somebody's ear off. He says, "Not the time for that." Yeah. So still, even though he told you to get one, there's a time and a place. Yep. 100%. It's not just, let me just go out here because Jesus says so. No, that's not what I said. That's not what he said. Yeah. But he did tell you to be prepared. Yeah. Because if you got to understand, we're going to face persecution. Because I'm going to bring up the last person in a second. But is there anything else that y'all wanted to cover? I think there was something else that you wanted to say.
No. That was pretty much it for me in terms of the guns. I think more people should definitely be more prepared and trained, be able to, save themselves, protect their family, protect, the children and innocent,
Yeah. And good. I'll say, and it's not that far off of what it used to be. That's the thing. It's like people are like, man, it's so much has changed. And this X, Y, Z. It's like, oh, bro, like that's the thing you were talking about, like laws and stuff like that. People were criminals. Bootlegging was a thing when alcohol was illegal. Yeah. That they ain't gonna they would be the same thing. They would just bootleg firearms at that point. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like so if somebody going bootleg, no, you put parameters in place so people can lawfully have firearms that can protect their family, because there are some people that don't want to admit who God is, that want to give into their sin, that want to do all this stuff, and they want to be whatever they are. And because they want to be whatever they are, they're just gonna be susceptible to all of it.
This thought just came into my head. When you said, man, people just gonna start bootlegging firearms. And I just want to go back to the statement of, bro, the ruler of this world is Satan. So if you think that he's not gonna give people the tools to enact his evil will, you crazy.
You wild.
You wilding, bro.
You outside your mind.
Because you gotta look at it like this. In China, I think it's illegal to have a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in Europe, most countries in Europe, like the only people walking around with guns is police officers.
But guess what?
You gotta be prepared for that blade, though.
Yeah. They got switchblades.
Mm-hmm.
They out there. But guess what? If we being real criminal organizations like Triad and the Yakuza, they got firearms, bro.
Yeah.
So
but they got it from somewhere.
Yeah, they got it from somewhere, dog. So like real talk. Like I'm with JP. Like more people need to, because me and Lex, we laugh about this. When we first met, we laughed about this. And I said, he was like, man, bro, police respond to crime.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. People, like, police respond to crime.
Yeah.
They're not there.
They don't fight crime, bro.
Yeah, they don't fight crime, dog. They there. They respond to it.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So when, like JP said, I'd rather have that 4.5. I'd rather have that 9mm.
Something.
Whatever I got.
And then we're gonna explain why it's a body laying in my house.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. And I'd rather explain why little Timmy or why Pookie sitting on this curb here, and I done did him down bad, and I put a white sheet over their face.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
Before any
because
of that.
because it's little Pookie, it's little Jimmy, or it's Ryan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
You know
Or it's
saying?
my wife. So
You know
it's,
it's
me and mom versus
that's
whatever evil is out there.
And that's the thing. And we was talking about this earlier, because and I didn't even tell y'all the story yet, but y'all know this. You know, I done had some run-ins with this brother before, right? And I don't know the guy said me. I had some run-ins with this brother before, and I was in there working, and out here, my wife was on the phone, and volume went up. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because everybody forget about Jesus that flipped tables, right? And they didn't talk about the all the stuff about laying hands, but they forget that we said, I saw, that these hands can be laid or they can be laid. You know what I'm saying? My thing is too, like, bro, I've said this to everybody, and I talked to my pops about this earlier. I was like, look, and my pops ain't gonna say it, but one thing my pops did give me was a long fuse, like a super long fuse. And then my fuse is longer now because I'm set. Yeah. Right? It's only a couple of things that's going to cut my fuse down to a nub. And you don't want to be around the fuse cut down to a nub. If somebody ever put any of them in danger, or either of y'all in danger, my fuse is here. Or if you come a certain way, or you do any of it, like I know myself. I don't put myself in certain situations. I don't go out, I don't no clubs. I'll be inside. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You want to hang out? We come to the crib. You know, I got everything you need. You know what I'm saying? So I know that about me. God talks about fleeing immorality and temptation, right? Jesus talks about that specifically through the talking through the apostles. And so because of that, like, I know myself, I'm like, look, I'm going to rule myself. Even though Jesus said to be prepared, I'm not going to put myself in that position. And that was one thing my uncle said this, and my uncle's a believer. It was my dad's brother, and this was somebody that was like probably my first like spiritual mentor, somebody that was pouring into me. He said, yeah, no, I'm a big gun guy. He said, baby, I don't go into a scene, go into a place looking for violence, but I have it, if it ever came to it, And I pray it don't come. I'm saying? Like he was like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for, but it's here just in case. I'm a big gun guy. And he's a dude. He live in Houston, Texas. It's very specific. So I just want everybody to know, like, that was the overarching view of like guns. Before I go into the biggest person that there was violence targeted against, and there's some things that I have feelings on and I have opinions on, right? That I want to make sure that I share and express about that specifically. But we talked about everything with guns. Now, I think this is important, and I said this earlier, and Knowledge Shaken wants to speak to this, but I felt like no opinion is an opinion. I feel like no opinion is an opinion. When something happens, and all of these figures talk about it, and then you don't say nothing, no opinion or no response. I should say that's a better way to say it. No response is a response.
Okay. I can, and I feel like I can agree and also I can disagree on that depending on circumstances. Well, yeah, I can't 100% agree with that.
Sure.
I would give a little pushback on that.
Please give
I'd say
pushback on that.
Give me context, or give us context.
Okay,
I'm
gonna give everybody. I'm gonna give everybody
Yeah.
context.
Give me. I need some more fuel.
Here we go. So okay,
I need some more
biggest travesty that's happened. He was talking about how outrageous and just diabolical everything is going on right now. Biggest travesty that occurred. Charlie Kirk was gunned down in Utah on a university campus in front of his wife and his kids. Yeah. And people didn't know that was the case. Erica and their kids were there while when he got gunned down. The worst thing, we're so desensitized to all of this stuff. We watched a man get murdered. Yeah. I didn't look for the close-up video. I saw the far shot and was like, bro, I don't even want to like look at this stuff. I knew as soon as he got shot from the forehead, he was gone. There's no, based on how his body moved. Yeah. It's like, there's no way it's done. There's no, how are we so desensitized to this stuff, bro? Like, what are we, no, there's not even a reason that anybody should ever have to see something like that in their entire life.
I agree.
You should have to dig deep and in freaking dark files, and at least on Instagram and on TikTok, at least they put the freaking warning on there or something.
I feel like that was one of the most,
and that has been one of the most egregious things aside from the act itself, is the fact that it was just there. Like there was no there, like, and me and Ricky literally, we talked about this exact same thing, because she said the exact same thing. Like, used to be it like you had to go digging to see like gruesome stuff
if you want
like
it,
that.
You gotta go find it.
But the fact that literally like all I did was open my Instagram, click on TikTok, and just thumb through a couple times, and boom, I just with no warning, like I didn't even believe that it was real when I first saw it, because I was like, my God, like there's no way like
they
that.
Just had this on social media. Yeah. You telling me that where I go to communicate with my people? No, I did not. I will say, I did not like just for something like that to be able to go viral the way that it did, and with no filter, no warning. Like it didn't matter what platform you went on. Like it was just there.
So I'm gonna say,
no, like seriously, real. So aside from how egregious the act itself was, that
was terrible.
And
again, you know, when we talk about protocols, security measures, and things that you put in place, we have to have a different conversation now, because we're talking about a guy who was talking to kids
Yeah.
He's on a college campus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's and I mean, he's not he's a political figure, but we're not talking about the senator. We're not talking about, you know, the president, the governor, the mayor. We're talking about a guy who built a platform, you know, whether you agreed with his beliefs, whatever side of the fence, I don't care about none of that. We're talking about a 31-year-old man who just built a platform, no different than us sitting on this camera right now and then going out to speaking at a college campus, and this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
And a man who did that and stood firm on his faith, 1,000 black or anybody else will stand firm, and they're talking about anything else, you leave them alone. Yeah, you talking about sex, you talking about you know all this stuff with the LGBTQ plus, you talk about anything else, you leave them alone. But he had listen. Some of the ways that he said things, they do soundbite and they take little clips of. They don't give no context behind what was said in the thing. They give little sound bites of it. It's like, man, that doesn't sound great. Fine, have that. You can have that. I promise you can have it. I don't want to argue about that. And how many more times in a time where it was somebody who differed from him, LGBTQ plus, you believe in abortion, whatever, would he ask questions and respectfully debate with somebody or respectfully give them something and then stand firm on the principles? You know, the last thing he talked about was the Bible. Yeah. The last words he said, he was talking about Corinthians. You can't, okay, you're telling me you're trying to silence that you can't tell me that's not demonic. Yeah. You can't tell, and then on top of that, bro, the word, this is terrible, bro. It's so bad. There's a wife that'll never be to lay next to her husband ever again. She's a widow. Kids who were so young, bro. And there's a video. It takes me out. They've been playing it. I gotta stay off of my social media. Where his daughter is running up to him talking about daddy, and he's on the news. Yeah, bro. And then this is the sickening part, bro. Like, people are cheering. Yeah. People are cheering on social media. I don't care what you thought about bro's opinions. Yeah. It needs to be all, like, people, everybody that's cheering, that's laughing, that's doing all this stuff. We have freedom of speech, but they need to be flagged. All of them. Take them down. You take anything else down if you don't agree with the way that it's done and stuff like that. Take them down. It's not like that is not okay.
And this is why I say what I say.
When I say, Lex, I'm not disagreeing with you that no opinion is an opinion in some situations. This is why I say, real talk. Me and my wife, we had a 30-minute conversation. And one of the things my wife said was, baby, I don't understand why everybody just got to post about it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, baby. And she was like, well, I just think it's taken away from those kids. Like, man, kids die too. I said, well, baby, I'm going to tell you what it is. One, we have to look at the nature of the event. Mm-hmm. The event is, and again, God knows, there's both. Nothing is more tragic than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
No, for sure.
Nothing. And if you think that, you're crazy.
Right.
But you have to say, okay, this is a man who ruffled feathers.
Yep.
This is a man who, me personally, I didn't agree with on some terms when it came down to black and brown.
Right.
However, every time that man spoke about that Bible, I did say
10 toes.
That mug got a point.
10 toes.
That, now, cuz was said some other stuff about me and my people, but when it comes down to the Bible, bro, I can't deny that.
Yeah,
and I will tell you, and I'll tell you is this. And the reason why I say it's not about sometimes in this society, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this, and I'm gonna step on it. And you pull me aside the church, and I'm gonna still stand on it.
Please.
Some of y'all need to just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a society where your opinion sometimes don't need to be said.
I hear you. That makes sense. What I'm
saying.
You was talking
Yes.
about. That makes sense.
Sometimes your opinion, you need to keep that to yourself. And I'm talking on both sides.
Yeah,
because what I'll tell you is this. And I'm talking to my Christians first.
Yeah.
Because that's who I'm called to keep accountable first.
Yeah.
You can't go on somebody's post, see them spewing hate, and then go right under it and say, God have mercy on you because da-da-da-da. That's the same thing.
That's
bro.
underhanded.
Yeah, you underhanded.
They're doing it directly.
Exactly. You're underhanding it.
Yeah.
Don't underhand. If you're gonna be bad,
Come from the shoulder.
Facts. Come straight from the hip. Don't sit up here and act like, oh, I'm holier than thou, and I just because I didn't say a cuss word and I weaved around it, I didn't say something hateful.
Right.
Let's not do that. And also, some Christians are saying, well, Charlie, man, he died a martyr. Hold up. The man didn't die a martyr. Did he die standing up for his faith? Yes. But we're not going to take away from these brothers who was real martyrs and back in them days who said their last breath, hey, if you don't speak on Jesus Christ, you're gonna die. Yeah. This wasn't that situation.
No, it wasn't. He wasn't getting, but you know.
Yes, this wasn't that situation where we can say, well, he died a martyr. I'm not gonna say that.
I would push back. I would push back on that because every time he got on the stage, and I had the
unique opportunity to hear him speak from stage, live, in person, multiple times. And yes, like I said, they kept taking sound bites from certain things. There was never a thing said, and I know this is what's the whole thing that's crazy to me. Instead of really faced our people, we all of the melanated. It's really taken our people and like made us have to be like how to choose. Like these people, like this, who you want me to mourn for? Yes, that's what I want you to mourn for.
Yes.
What you talking about?
Yeah, that right there, no, something
crazy. But I would push back on that because of how firm. Every time I heard him speak, whether it was on campus, but when I heard him speak, anytime he was like, "What do you want people to remember about you?" How firm I stood on my faith. And more, it's so crazy. So many more people came to Christ because of the events he did. As much as people would go and they would challenge him because he had big opinions in the political space. That was things that like drew certain people in. And there were people that there would be like radical people that would come. But there were also a lot of people that would come up and be like, hey, boom, this is what happened. This is my life. I was LGBTQ plus before. I was OnlyFans before. I was this. I was that. Here's this. Here's my questions. Here's my question. Oh, you're a Christian? Why? You're this? Why? So many people got saved because of this man. And because of the things that he said. And because of how firm he stood on Christ in love. Because there was oftentimes people would be like, there's a clip and it's talking about a transgender man. Right. And he was like, well, boom, well, I would recommend these things. And so much like detail. Well, can you tell me your story? Can you, boom, can you, boom, can you, they hear, like I'm saying, he did take his time. He took his time and he cared. And he stood firm on the principles of Christ, like the disciples did, like some people that got beheaded. I don't think his martyrdom was the same, but I can't say that he was not a martyr based on the way that he walked out his business. There was never a point in time where he talked about money, fame, notoriety, anything more than he talked about Christ. He talked about Christ. His wife, if you look at the clips of her and the things she talks about, and the way she talks about submission, and the way she talked about godly marriage, and the way they talk about the way they operated, that was a man who lived his life with Christ, for Christ, about Christ, and was murdered because his opinion was different. But you can't tell me that it wasn't a demonic attack, that the same way that it was for those people that
I
were
would say, and I would say, and that's where Lex, and we might be saying the same thing, because I would ask them, bro, because my definition of a martyr, and I want everybody to know where I'm coming from.
Sure.
Is that my definition of a martyr is somebody saying, denounce Jesus Christ or you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's my definition, and that's like that. When I look in the Bible, that's what it was.
Right.
That's the biblical definition. And I would say, and I hear you when you say, well, these are different times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you when you say that, and I can honestly say my opinion kind of has kind of shifted.
Mhm.
Okay, hey, you know what? Bro did say a lot about Christ. He did stand on Christ.
Yeah.
He did come up against a demonic force.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure. And I'm
But
gonna give you a
again-
definition because I did pull one
Okay.
up.
Go ahead.
I got to give you one. In Christianity and in any other faith,
A martyr is a person who chooses to remain faithful to God and their convictions, even when threatened with death. And he was a death threat multiple times. Multiple times before he could visit the college campus, before he would go. There's a clip of a young lady who literally knocks his cap off. And he's like, hey, whoa, chill out. Like they were trying to grab her. He's like, let her go. You're good. She's good. Like, boom, like, do you want to have a conversation? Like, boom, like, dude was threatened, assaulted, like,
Candace Owens, like me and Ricky was talking about it too.
Candace Owens, because she finally like posted, about him. And one of the clips or one of the things that like she talked about was like them sitting in a restaurant and someone coming and guys pouring water and like throwing eggs at him, like while they're sitting in a restaurant.
yeah,
And
Literally
he just like
assaulted.
just starts laughing off at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he stood on love. Like I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
start.
and like I said, man, he
at
stood
the end
on
of the day,
yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? And yeah, like I said, to me, aside from how egregious it is, like the conversation, for one, it definitely put into perspective that the level of spiritual warfare that we are fighting in
It's
today's
becoming
time.
real. It's coming real.
And then, like I said, in terms of security measures and parameters, like we have to have a different conversation now because race is not in this.
Yeah, facts.
But like political like thought, like it, like this turn of events shows just how deep
Dog. Yeah.
we like how far gone we really are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And okay, because now since we're saying it like that, because you're right, I don't think we, at least, and I just pray, I don't think as long as I'm alive,
Mhm.
anybody will be put a blade to their throat and executed because you believe in Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
So if we going from that,
Not here.
what I'm saying is
Yeah,
not here,
Not here.
not in America,
Right.
because Lord knows that's happening
Yeah.
across that water,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real. And so if we being honest, okay, if we saying that, because I would say when I hear martyr, I'm having a very Eastern
Yeah,
view of
that's
it,
fair.
because that's what my Bible says.
Right.
Yeah.
You're fair.
But if we're having a Western view,
Mhm.
because we live in a Western view,
Yeah.
Which is our-
that is I'm gonna say it.
yeah,
That is dying a martyr.
Martyrdom.
Because like, if all you spoke was Jesus Christ, and you did die because of that. Now I don't know, and I would, and I know this is kind of weird, but I would love to hear why whoever pulled the trigger did it, because I just want to know, like, man, bro, like, what type of demonic spirit did you come under?
it's the same thing. Like they did the study. They said
all of the school shooters that violent school shootings cause a bunch of death, they've been transgender. And I'm not someone who's going to sue hate for a struggle that you had. If you have same-sex attraction, if you have things where you're confused, if you have any of that stuff, previously in our country, there's a lot of things that would become tolerant. Previously in our country, to be transgender, you were considered mentally ill, right? There's and I sent you this, the Landon Shot Dark Trinity, sir, which I recommend anybody go watch if you're like, well, how does this have anything to do with the serial? In the Dark Trinity, there's a demonic entity, Ishtar, who is a shapeshifter, male, female, and different animal, whatever. Okay. That's Ishtar. Ishtar is the one that influenced people to practice homosexuality, practice transgenderism, practice any of that stuff, right?
Because I think in the Bible, they call it the goddess sex or something.
Yeah. It is Ishtar. And so Ishtar is the one that have influenced people like that. If you look at the Minneapolis shooter, if you go and you research about this, the Minneapolis shooter that just shot up the church literally wrote in a notebook in Hebrew, and it was like drawing images and stuff like that, and they drew an image of a mirror. The mirror, it was him standing in front of it, or whatever they identified as, right? But him, I think it was a man, standing in front of it, and in the mirror, it was the devil. And literally in the stuff, they're like writing the stuff, and it's like, is this me? Do I understand what's going on? And there was a record of them talking about like, man, like I'll be walking down the street, and the next thing you know, I'm somewhere else, and I don't even remember where I'm at. Like that was the stronghold that the devil has on this person. So, like I said, Baal is like the head of like what they used to worship. That's where the calf came from. That was in Exodus when the people were waiting for Moses to come down from outside. So that's Baal, Ishtar, and then Molech is the like one that's after our children. That's the one that like abortion and murder, like kids, all that type of stuff. So like it's a force, right? Not understanding that in Ephesians 6, he wasn't just talking to them back then. He's talking to us now. We're not fighting battles of flesh and blood, but of spirits and principalities and the dark rulers. Like that is why it's like anybody that is pushed to a spot of murder is in some form of agreement with that dark trinity. You can't tell me otherwise. And that's why anybody that, like what it says back in Exodus, where he's talking about the rules, all the rules, if you take someone's life with your hands, you order to your life taken with another man's hands. That's a biblical. So people are like, well, how can the death penalty still be a thing? That's from the Bible. You know, like that, it's a just punishment. You can't tell me if somebody shot your wife, shot your cousin, shot your brother, shot your sister, and went before a judge, the judge is like, it's cool. That's what you want? You can't tell me that's what you want. If God is just, and our system is just, if someone takes a life, there should be an execution of some shape, life sentence, whatever it might be. There's something that should be done about what transpired.
And I would say, bro, our system isn't just.
Right. But that's just real. Like our system isn't just, right? Because there's plenty of stories where people have gotten away with murder and has went through that judge by 12 and have gotten away with it. And honestly, bro, I'm glad I had this conversation with y'all about this, because I would tell you is that, like, even, and this is what I don't understand too. And the reason why I'm glad I had this conversation, because I'm glad I had my mind changed just a little bit about the martyrdom aspect of it. Because I really was like, dang, bro, like, we're going to take away from these apostles who was really in them trenches like that? Like, come on now. But when I look at it, like, no, like, the devil just plays with new toys.
Yep, that part. That part.
Yeah, bro.
That's a fact.
Like, real, like, and I'm thinking, and man, like, the devil just plays with new toys, man.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say it, man, but I really do believe that, man, in this America that we live in, there's not enough people minding their business, putting their hands to the plow, like Paul talks about in Corinthians. No, in Thessalonians.
Yeah.
There's not enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm in there somewhere.
You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't believe that people are minding their own business and putting their hand to the plow.
Yeah.
And they're realizing that social media has given a lot of people entitlement to the point where I would even argue, if you're saying something good, I would ask, are you posting it because, and I'm gonna tell you this, I seen everybody posting about Charlie Kirk. I did not post about it because I said, one, I don't know. I really don't know what this man was really talking about.
Yeah.
The clips I did see, it was always him arguing with somebody
Sure.
and talking about the Bible.
Yeah.
It was a very, I remember specifically one clip where he did talk about black people. And he said, the only thing that's wrong is that there's not enough black fathers in the home. And I said, hey, bro, you got it. You sure right.
That's facts.
That's facts. Anybody want to argue with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about it
No.
from a space of like, he had percentages, but he was like, the issue is the government.
Yeah.
Is the fact that the government would rather
In order to get government assistance, the father has to be out of the home.
Yeah.
So fathers have been replaced with the government. And if you do the statistics, I would say Manny Oringo's platform, the Armor app, on the Armor app, there's a man study. It talks about the percentages of what's likely to happen without a father in the home. Like, just for perspective, single father household, married couple, kid is only 15% likely to go to jail. Single mother, 85%. That's the flip. Like, that's the difference in having even if it's, I encourage marriage, keep the family together, all that stuff, but single father and married couple is the same percentage because there's a father. Yeah. That's the head shit. Like, I can't even, you took that away from the Kirk family. Like,
and I would tell you, man, is just that.
Honestly, bro, like, real talk. Real talk. That's why I said, man, some people just need to shut up. Because some people are truly on their platforms, on their little platforms, and they're using it to just to make themselves be heard and to make themselves feel important. And I would say that it goes both ways. It doesn't matter if you're spreading hate or you spreading good.
Mm-hmm.
You're using your platform to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
And I checked myself and I said, before I post on this, do I know this man?
Yeah.
Did I seen his content? I know him. I know of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like on social media, when you post about something, that means you ready to stand and drive for it.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready to do that, I would suggest you just be quiet.
Yeah. I think
your
that there
socials be off.
was appropriate stepping forward from
The active violence portion.
correct.
100%.
I think that political figures should spoke. I believe that churches and pastors should have spoke.
Yes.
And that's why I said no response is a response. There are certain groups that didn't say anything. Mercy Culture, we talk about Mercy Culture, they did an emergency prayer night yesterday
Yes.
because of this. Like, this this is not a physical war, it is a spiritual war. Like, we are 100%, man, and you can't. Like, that's the only thing that you can
say in
About all of this.
response to this is that I hope you see the magnitude and you see the depth of the spiritual war that we are truly fighting.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other explanation. There's really no other response to that turn of event, to any of this that we've talked about, other than, the severity of the spiritual warfare and the stronghold, like, from, and these are young people, like that, you go back every turn of events that we've talked about, from the victim to the suspect, like, these are young people, young people.
And we gotta pray, and we should be praying for all of them. Like, I pray for the Kirks, but I also pray for the Robinsons. Their son, like, I hope he receives salvation.
Yeah.
Like,
I did see
It's
they
so-
picked up somebody.
It's so bro. It's
Yeah.
so terrible. I don't like. What was going on where the devil got his hooks in you to that point where you felt like because someone said something that differed from what you thought, that you had the right to take his life with your hands?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What prompted you?
What put you in that position? Like, I fear for this nation. I feel like when Jesus wept over Jerusalem, bro, I've cried so many times about this stuff, bro, because I think about like, bro, there's going to be a point in time, and I've seen this, right? I've had private time with God about this stuff. There's going to be a time in pursuit. We're on the road. We travel. We go somewhere. We do a pen. Not in this thing. We're going to be somewhere on a campus or something. We're going to be somewhere. And we stand firm on these principles. You're telling me that when we go on these places, we got to be fearful for our lives. We got to be fearful for the things that we stand for. Because we're going to have opinions that are different. I don't agree with abortion. I don't agree with all of these things that go on in our country. I don't agree with the lifestyle of the LGBTQ+. I'm not going to hate you, but I would agree with that lifestyle. Like, because I stand firm on my faith, because I walk around with my Bible, because I am who I am, I have to worry now.
Yeah, and you know what's sad though, Bernie? That we will pay this off. Real talk.
What's even sad is that if we're just looking at it from a top-down lens, meaning, okay, we all believe in God here. Let's put ourselves in the mind state of an atheist right now who doesn't believe in God, who just truly, let's say this person just never really got to even experience church, and they just been walking around this earth. It would look very weird to them to have somebody killed because that person had a different opinion. Because what you're saying that they're spewing hate because they're saying something different, you're gonna take them out. You're gonna kill them because they're living the freedom that every human being should have. And you're saying, oh yeah, that's right, even though you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. There's nothing different. But from a biblical lens, there's a lot different. Meaning, we over here standing on principles of God, which are good. And you're on the evil side, brother. Whether you're LGBTQ, whether you're an active person and believing that polygamy is right, an active
Satanism.
man, Satanism. If a man is out here having sex with multiple women and thinking that's okay and is standing on it, you working for evil. You working for evil, bro.
So you can't point me to nowhere in the text that says that's okay.
Yeah, to nowhere that says it's okay. And brother, what I would tell you is if you're, and this is something my wife said, and I think I want to change this, and I'm gonna probably tell her this when I get home. She said, "Baby, why is it that people aren't realizing that this is America? You ain't know this could happen. You didn't know a man could talk about faith and get shot, and because somebody didn't like him. This is America. You ain't know that." And I would tell, I want to rephrase that and say, you didn't know you woke up in a fallen world today.
100%.
You didn't wake. You didn't. Yeah,
That's the one.
Yeah, you didn't wake. You didn't realize you woke up in a fallen world today.
It is a fallen world, and the thing that you have tatted on you is true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or sin is crouching at the door and is waiting to rule you.
Facts.
Romans chapter 7 is true, where it talks about like the wrestle with your flesh, right? Ephesians chapter 6 is true, where it talks about we wrestle with the because the ruler of this world is Satan. If you know, it's crazy. The devil knows the scriptures better than any of us ever will. Yep. He tried to use them against Jesus, but That's why you need to stay in this thing, because in those moments, what Satan tries to use is tactics to get you to sway away from the things you need to stay firm on something. At some point, they might take this thing from us.
Yeah.
You need to have this thing in, not just on. You should have it on you at all times as well, but you need to have this thing where you can understand it, you can flip somewhere, or you can go back in your memory and you boom. I know the Lord says this. Maybe you don't remember the numbers, because back in the Dead Sea Scroll or the Deep Sea Scroll, it didn't have any. This is just so we could remember a reference here, boom, 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 whatever. So you could get it in, as long as you could get it in. I encourage you to pick it. I think that we all agree this is a travesty. I think that we all absolutely, this was okay. I think that it was good that we were having this conversation, because we shaped each other in a way, right? It was like, man, yeah, I agree with you, but this is a good truth, because some people need to be quiet. You need to happen with you, right? I just agree with you, but I understand where you understand. Okay, this is the sort of mark. I think that there was some good. This is just good. This is what we're supposed to be able to do. Pressure where there's different understandings, different beliefs, different opinions about different.
Nobody jumped over to.
Yeah, it's crazy. We had a regular conversation and we could just sit here and talk about it. That's one. I think this is a good time to be able to go into part two, not to discredit or dishonor everybody that was a fallen victim, and honor every single one of y'all. We have condolences for y'all's families, and we pray that. And I don't know if you saw this, but some people are stepping in. You see Justice Jefferson already agreed to pay for everything for the Kirk, for his kids, for and in his school. I know you stayed on social media. You said this. I've had to get off of all of it. I can't. Every time I get on it, it's something it disgusts me. I can't do it.
Some of the stuff I read,
It's outrageous with some of the stuff that you're seeing, and some of the people laugh at. It's divine, frankly. But Justice Jefferson stepped up and said he was going to pay for all school, housing, everything for the Kirk kids all the way through college, which is fantastic. Justice Jefferson, shout out to you, Janice. You know, we love you in fantasy football, but we love you as a man and you for what you decided to do for that family, because somebody had to step up. So we do appreciate that. But I would love, Jay, for you to jump into part 4, because I think that this kind of goes into what we were talking about. We're going to go into part 2 on the Sermon on the Mount, and talk about how Jesus calls. We're talking about how broken this world is, how unright this world is, where we have a guide to how we're supposed to live, and it's the Sermon on the Mount. So we're going to go into part 2. We have the rest of Matthew 5, and then chapter 6 and 7, and we're going to jump into the yes. So
this particular part or section is Matthew 5:17 through 20. Don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose. I tell you the truth. Until heaven and earth disappear, not even the smallest detail of God's law will disappear until its purpose is achieved. So if you ignore the least commandment and teach others to do the same, you will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But anyone who obeys God's law and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. But I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That's
the word right there. So let me ask,
So, like, and I want to kind of get, y'all thoughts or like y'all understanding or interpretation of that.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 20 is, by itself, it says, but I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. What is your interpretation of that?
So I think it's important for people to really remember. I said this before. Anytime he says Pharisee, shout out, I know, listen, he's talking about something. He always refers to them. He said, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the Pharisees or of the religious teachers, teachers of the religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So the Pharisees did a lot of preaching, like pushing things out, but they didn't almost practice what they preached. There were certain things that he did that he comes and talks to them all through this sermon, which we're going to get to as well. But he talks about certain things and certain characteristics of things that they did that he wouldn't associate himself with, right? Like why he ended up flipping tables as a temp, right? Well, why he called them the brood of vipers, or why like there was so many times when he was challenged there and telling them like why did he think that? Why like when you say thank God for and not seeing it, or like how did he forgive sin? Like why are they thinking it? Like what do we like always challenging them? So, but in that time, so everybody else, that's the most righteous people walking around. So on outside, they didn't go and stand. I could never be like them. He said, you need to be better than that. Yeah. So on the outside, with the things that they do, the tithing, but you can't say that they tithing into the lilies, the tithing,
Get away with any little scrap.
any little scrap they could, right? The tithing, the fact that they didn't read the scripture, they didn't necessarily apply to them, but the fact that they read the scriptures, the fact that they did pray, and they prayed out loud and to people, they did certain things that he was like, that's not how you're supposed to do. But there were things that they did do. I remember that the sermon that many Arango preached, God loves Pharisees, that I sent to you. Like, God loves Pharisees, there were certain things he was trying to get the heart of the Pharisees. Yeah. Did you know that Paul was a Pharisee? That wrote most of the New Testament. So that's the thing. If you can get somebody, like if somebody is a randomly sin, like I was, if you can get somebody to repent, which just means to turn out, by the way, like that's just tell us when it was like, he would tell them, repent, right? If you can get somebody like that to repent, how on fire is the person that is living in rampant standing for? You know what I'm saying? That's my interpretation. What do you think, Bird?
I think, honestly, man, I think that because, hear me out. I don't think that Jesus wants us to get into our scriptures for sure.
Yeah.
But I also believe that Jesus believed that in this world, there's so many different things that you need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
For example, taking care of your household, working. You need to be, treating.
You don't work, you don't eat.
Yeah, you don't work, you don't eat. Thessalonians 3:10. You know what I mean? Like, God knew that you can't have your head in this Bible 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he was saying you need to know every scripture, because guess what? That's works. That's not faith anymore. That's works. That means that means that in order to be Christian, that's like, you ever, like, for example, for like Muslims, they believe that they have to go visit the big tower at least like once in their life. Yeah, the Taj Mahal at least once in their life to go to heaven, right?
Right.
That would be the equivalent of that. You got to read all the scriptures to go to heaven.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think Jesus was saying that at all. What I do believe he was saying is that it's the key word righteous, meaning Pharisees, their commitment was good.
Yeah.
But they missed the righteousness part of, meaning their heart position.
100%.
Right. And I think
100%.
I think that's what he's talking about. There is, you can read the scriptures all you want.
Yeah.
But what you doing with it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, when I say it, thou shalt not steal, is you still out here stealing?
Yeah.
When it's convenient for you?
There's another question off of that. What you're talking about? That's valid.
But why is internal obedience harder than external?
Because we're sinful. We and I would say this, bro. In the time, and like we just said, we just witnessed a huge time shift in the time period in our time.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I would tell everybody this, and I sent something to my sister who is pagan today because I was like, the post was like, send this to somebody, and
Oh, I saw it on your story.
yeah, like send this because like, bro, this person, like, this is the person you needed. Like, if you love them, you would send it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been very gentle with my sister because I'm like, man, she pagan. She got major church hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if there's anybody who had a valid reason for church hurt, it's her.
Mm-hmm.
But I sent it to her because I said, man, I genuinely love you. And I know God loves you. That's it. That's
good.
Right? And the reason why I say that is because if you're not struggling or wrestling with God, you need to be scared. You need to be shaken up. You should be scared, bro. That's the people I fear for.
Yeah.
Is the people who are not struggling. The people who are not fearful, who just wilding and just don't care.
Yeah.
I feel that God will have mercy on the brother who struggled all their life, but knew God is better. And no, that isn't giving, including myself, that isn't giving me a free pass. That isn't giving anybody a free pass. But what I am saying is that I believe that God will give you mercy because you tried. You tried. And it's not on it's not on your works and what you tried to do.
Yeah.
It's about what you believed.
Yeah. Your works are as good as filthy rags.
Exactly.
As the prophet Isaiah
so it doesn't
said.
matter. It doesn't matter about whether you tried, but I'm saying that in terms of
your heart posture.
You need to be trying because of your heart posture.
Yeah, and it's still a.
If Paul wrote in Romans chapter 7 about his struggle, the apostle Paul wrote about his struggle and his wrestle with this flesh he didn't want to deal with. You are arrogant and ignorant to think you're not going to struggle with something from your flesh. The thing that I still struggle with is I'm sharp on my tongue. I'm not always patient with the people that I love. It's crazy because I got a long fuse. Everybody else, that's so crazy. For the people that I love, I know I can be sharp on the tongue. I really gotta catch myself and correcting myself. It's something that I go in my prayer closet and I wrestle with. Yeah. And for anybody that's a main, when you struggle with lust, our attraction is physical. That's natural. That's like my brother. I pray for you, but don't disqualify yourself because you struggle with lust. Go put that before the Father. Stop sanitizing your prayers. Pray. Joel 2:12-13 talks about not tearing your garments, but tearing your hearts in prayer with weeping and in mourning. Pray. And be real in your closet when you talk to God. Stop pretending like, Father, I'm so upset because no, bro. Like, God, I'm struggling. I've seen these people at work. I don't understand why you did this. Why'd you put me in this position? And there's preventative action. There's preventative prayer. There's constant prayer. You should always be praying. It says praying in the Spirit without ceasing in scriptures. Like, you should always be praying.
It's funny thing. It's funny you said that because God gave me a little revelation today. I was watching the fairs and I was doing my
I was doing my workbook, and God gave me a revelation, and I wrote it down in my other journal, and I felt as if He told me that, and He told me, and I wrote down a prayer. I've never had a prayer come to my mind. When I wasn't struggling, I was a good Christian. Right? I was a good Christian. Wasn't struggling, but I had a prayer come to my mind. And He was like, and the prayer went something like this. It said, God, I know I'm struggling right now. I know I'm under this temptation. But God, I also know that I don't love you as much as I should.
Lord.
But God, if you pull me through this, give me the strength to get me out of this temptation, to flee from this temptation, to move away from this temptation, so that I know that on the other side, you are good and your beauty is there. So that I may love you more. And that right there made me go, bro, I have never thought about really being real and honest with God. Be like, God, I don't think I love you from on the the premise of love your God with all of your heart and with all of your might.
Yeah.
And I've thought about that and I said, man, God, like, I don't think I'll ever be there.
Yeah.
But God helped me work to be there because I had to like really be honest with myself. Like, man, like sometimes I don't love God as much as I need to love him.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to pray about that. And when I wrote that down, I was like,
No,
boy,
that's real.
hey, I
That's
felt
real.
like,
I like that.
yeah, I felt like Jay-Z in the booth and I went,
Yeah.
you know, like, okay, like
Yeah.
it's like, that was a bar, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, and that's what creates the relationship.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That is what builds the bond. Like, because he's gonna answer that.
Yeah, facts.
He gonna answer that.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But it takes that level of honesty, that level of openness.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have a hard conversation with
You
God.
gotta have-
like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
like,
fact.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta have that hard conversation. Like, look, like, help me.
Yeah,
Like,
help
I'm-
me.
But it you have to have that understanding and that realization right there it's what takes us to that next step. That's where we start to mature. That's where we start to grow in the faith. Because best believe he gonna answer that.
Yeah,
All right.
bro.
Oh, you want,
Yeah.
oh, all right. You want to love me? Oh, all right.
JP, don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that.
You got to stand on that. You're gonna stand on that.
Yeah,
like, you know, and that's just the reality. But once you
Yes,
overcome that, like that's how you find the beauty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
that's how you
I
find it.
walked
Like,
in that
yeah.
today. I walked in that today.
Like in that situation, I was talking to y'all about this a little bit ago. Like, I know when my faculties are uneven, right? Like when I know the feelings I get. I know how and I don't really understand it. I don't understand why. Maybe because, like I said, because I'm a low fuse guy. I don't understand why everybody think like it's appropriate to try me, but I also know that's how the enemy works. Like, which sounds like basically like I'm gonna poke holes at you. I'm gonna send empty threats. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get out. like people think that they understand. Like just to put it in real perspective. Like my father just got that was the environment that I grew up in. Just understand where I grew up. Like I don't talk about all that stuff all the time because at the end of the day, God has delivered me from so much.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna stand on what He did for me. But what you're talking about, you're like, oh, so you want to love me? All right.
Yeah.
Here's a real opportunity to love me. Here you go. What are you gonna do? Yeah, this person right here, you know, they claim being saved. Yeah, and they done cursed up a storm at you and they done this. How are you gonna act? How would Jesus act? Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, we just don't need to talk. It's cool. I got let me get my straight because I know in my flesh how I would act. And I'm not gonna do that. But we're gonna turn that flesh down, turn that spirit up.
And honestly, bro, I was thinking about this because
I think, JP, I think you was in that chat too. But y'all both seen how I responded to to being checked to that level. And I think that was
God bless you.
yeah. I think honestly, bro, that was the most saved. That was the most saved, like, mad I've ever been. I don't think I like God. If I didn't pass that test,
Like, I didn't get the answer wrong that time.
On that part, I didn't
Flying
get
colors.
Yeah, flying colors. Because, bro, I like when you say that, bro, I'm just thinking like, boy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, how you find the beauty, right? I'm telling you. So I'm gonna go into Matthew chapter 6, and keep y'all chugging along with us. You know what I mean? In this section, it talks about secret devotion versus public religion. The Old Testament link, sacrifices and rituals were done in public in temple life. New Testament fulfillment, devotion is now rooted in intimacy with the Father. So I'm going to give context. When they would sacrifice based on the rules, if you've never read it, go back and read the Torah and really understand what they talk about in Leviticus, how they prepare sacrifice, what it was for, what they did, what was brought. When it was done properly, when it was done properly, it was a pleasing aroma to God. Okay. Now, the ultimate sacrifice, the blood of the Lamb, Jesus, was given to God. So we don't have to do that alone. Right? Yes. Thank Yeshua. Thank Yeshua that we know how to do that anymore. Right? Devotion, new, now rooted in intimacy with the Father. What does that mean? If you ever seen what they talk about is when we sin, we separate ourselves as far away from the east as it was the west. There's a diagram, put up chairs. This is a AI diagram, right? They put up chairs, and it's like, God's here, where He's, right? Only thing they can get us across is some form of bridge. If you let across between those chairs, that's the bridge. That's right. So now we can walk. So now, because of what Christ did, we have direct intimacy and relationship with the Father. That's constant, right? And reading through it talks about giving to the needy, teaches about prayer and fasting and not for show, heart posture for God.
Yeah.
Right? Like we give it, we tithe, we tithe, but like do you tithe? I'm tired, like, or do you tithe? Do you see there's like, God, you get excited. You say you only want 10 minutes.
Hey, boy, that's the last discount.
I'm saying, like you said, you only want 10. I got to keep 90 beds.
You the one who gave it to me?
Beds, I got you, right? So that's that. Right, the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to give you kind of a breakdown. This is from Philip Anthony Mitchell. I'm not going to take credit for this, but I am going to give you guys like what it means through the Lord's Prayer here in just a second. And a new intimacy, calling God our Father. Have you guys ever struggled with that while doing it? Probably sure. But and I'm gonna tell you what people struggle with calling God our Father when you have a so or a bad relationship with your earthly father.
Yeah.
Right. That causes pain inwardly. Where like if you didn't have a good relationship with your father, calling God your father, you're like, no, you're not a father. Because the father is like this.
Yeah.
This the perspective that my wife gave to me when we first was going through this, and honestly, in a place where my wife was leading my heart spiritually, which is diabolical. Men, get it together if you ain't got it together. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do better, fellas.
Best thing.
Facts. But she said, what would the best dad ever do? That's how you need to feel God. Like, what would the absolute best dad ever do in this scenario?
Oh, wow.
Boom. That creates you. Like, that image creates intimacy with the Father. Okay. I hope that y'all got that. Like, that's for y'all, all of y'all keep that walk for yourself. Okay. So I'm going to give you framework, line for line, there's some questions that JP can ask, or in knowledge you can adhere to these two. But in here, it says in Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 starts, it says, pray like this. Our Father in heaven, may your name be kept holy. So that's the first part.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking to? That's the first part of your prayer. Like, you address who you're talking to. Yes, you go into prayer. Yes, you have access. This ain't your home.
Yeah.
This is your Father in heaven.
Yeah.
Father.
Dad. Father in heaven. Like, pray. Like that's the first thing. You address who are you talking to. May your kingdom come soon, and may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You can go back to Matthew chapter 5, where it talks about being the salt and the light of this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yep. May your kingdom come soon, and may your will be done in heaven. Your kingdom come soon. We know Jesus is coming back, but may your will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Yes.
Is it his will to murder 5 innocent people that have been murdered over the last month?
Mm-hmm.
Is it his will for divorce to happen? Is it his will for sex trafficking, for rape, for babies out of wedlock, for any of the stuff that goes on, the immorality in our country? No. So if his will is what we need to be praying for, by the way, you're still not talking about yourself in your prayer closet. Just note that, right? Just remember that. It's not a checklist time or a Christmas list time when you go in your prayer closet. But the will of the Father being done here on earth. So the things that would break his heart should break your heart. The things that would break him up and make him feel some kind of way should make you feel some kind of way. Right?
Yep.
Give us today the food we need. That's, provide for us in whatever type of provision that we need. Money, food, everything. That's the first time we talk about ourselves. And forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. So not holding someone hostage in unforgiveness. If there's a stone in your heart where somebody did something to you, or you feeling some kind of way about how somebody treated you or said something to you, you got to let that go.
Yeah.
You got to forgive that person. By the way, forgiveness doesn't mean fellowship. I'm going to note that right now. You can forgive somebody, but that does not mean they get to fellowship and be in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want to note that. Like, you can have boundaries. It is, as a Christian, people will try to make you feel any kind of other way about it. You can have healthy boundaries that you set up.
You can have unhateful boundaries.
For sure.
Yeah,
you don't have to hate
That's a
somebody to
fact.
have a
Yeah.
boundary. No.
That's a fact.
Unhateful
You're
boundaries.
not healthy, so you're not coming over here.
Yeah, bro.
That's
Respectfully.
that's a healthy boundary.
Yeah, respectfully. I think, and if I'm being honest, bro, that's something I think I've struggled with. I'm just thinking about a friend. Just because it's like that was something new to me. When I was in the world, when you say, yeah, you don't rock with somebody, you kind of got to be like, forget them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? F them. Like that was new to me, bro. To be like, no, I'm not saying I don't wish the best for you. I'm not saying I don't want you to succeed. I pray that you get better. I pray that our encounter is a singular and not multiple.
Right, facts.
Right? And just keep distance.
Yeah.
And not be hateful. And to just and if I'm being honest, bro, and this is for the person who knows that person in mind, and if they're hitting you up, you don't have to lie. Just say, hey man, I'm doing something right now.
Right.
You know what? I'm just not
I
gonna
don't
have
have time. I don't have time.
I don't have time today. Because guess what?
I don't have time.
You right. You don't have time.
I got time to spend with God.
I got time.
If you got free time, go spend it with your father.
And not just that, but I got time to be peaceful.
Yeah. That part.
I got time to be peaceful, and I don't have time to be unpeaceful.
Right.
Yep.
And guess
Amen.
what? They don't know what you mean by that.
Yep. Facts.
Can you come out for coffee?
Nope.
I don't have
I ain't
time.
got time today.
Oh,
Boy.
dang, man. You never got time.
Nope.
Show
you
right.
show you right.
You show you right.
So 4 parts, right? So far, who are you talking to? May His will be done here on earth. May He provide the provision for us. Forgive other, ask for forgiveness, and as we forgive others, and don't let us yield to temptation, but rescue us from the evil one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that in and of itself is saying, whatever you are tempted with, lay at His feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it lying? Me. Is it lust? Right. Knowledge.
Me.
Is it shutting down and never talking about how you feeling, JP?
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy. I sent Tune our 3rd episode. I don't know if he told you about it.
He's been talking to me about the pod lately. We haven't went in detail.
Bro,
but
I sent him our 3rd episode because that's what I was saying. I just put us all out on Front Street. I ain't just
Word.
calling out my boy. I ain't just calling out my boys. Right? Go to episode. If you want to know the whole story, go to episode 3.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
It's not cap.
Yeah.
And
More to come.
there's more to come.
There's more to come.
and it's already out there.
It's already out there. We
So-
talked about
Yeah,
this
that's a
already.
fact.
So
Yeah,
go back to episode
that's a
3.
fact.
But I sent it to a brother that was like, man, and he's like down on himself. I was like, and I corrected him, but then I was like, brother, just understand, I'm not correcting you from a space of I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Trust me. Watch this episode. I just
Yeah.
sent it to him. I was like, here,
Yeah, bro.
like go watch this. And I'm telling you, when I say what I say and why I'm all zealed up, and if it's like your first episode seeing this, why I encourage you to go back and listen to episode 3 is because before we got teed up, before we started showing the zeal that we all have and the way that we feel, I wanted everybody to know what I struggled with. I wanted everybody to know what Jeteria struggled with. I wanted everybody to know what Knowledge struggled with. I wanted everybody to understand, no. We're not perfect. We're in pursuit.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
That part. We in pursuit.
That's a
baby.
fact.
We in pursuit.
That's the
That's a
one.
fact.
You know what I mean?
We in-
That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So You just understand that. And so those are the 5 parts to that prayer. That's what I wanted to make sure I gave people bars for that. So
Bro. Honestly, bro, I think that was I had to write that down in my Bible. Because the only note I had there was when God says, "Give us our daily bread," I said, "Don't over spiritualize this. This is actually food."
bread, provision,
Like, this
whatever
is provision.
it is.
Like, this is like, don't over spiritualize this and meaning like, God, give me a job. No.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Provide.
Yeah,
this is
for sure.
actual, genuine, just food.
Yeah.
Because God don't gotta give you food. Fact.
You said it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you might want to go hit up your boy Elijah when he had to go get fed by them crows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I think that was a good way, and I want to summarize this because I think this is a note that I think I'm glad we talked because I gotta actually, like, this is a note for myself.
Mm-hmm.
One, know who you talking to. Address who you are actually talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
2, pray that God's will be done
Mm-hmm.
over before you say anything about yours.
Amen.
Yep.
Pray that God's will be done. 3, ask for provision.
Yep.
Right? Don't ask for a job, but ask for just daily, and I'll just say wellness.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
wellness, mental health,
for sure.
just
Physical health.
Yeah. Just I
Mhm.
think when he says our daily bread, I think that just means wellness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
ask for wellness. And then 4, ask to be forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to forgive somebody else.
Yeah.
And then 5, deliver us from evil. And I mean, in 4, that's right. And then 5, deliver us from evil and ask for protection.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is.
For
and then,
sure.
you want to go ask God for a job, go ahead and get it.
Oh yeah, get it in. Get it in. But notice too in number 4, he says, "Forgive us of our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us." So you can't ask him for no
none.
forgiveness if you ain't forgave
Forgiven. Yeah.
homie
what I'm
over
saying.
here for what they did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said to all the good church people, forgiveness don't mean fellowship. Just letting you know.
That's a fact.
Take that with you, put it in your pocket.
That's a
You
fact.
ain't got it. And love doesn't mean access. That's from Philip Anthony Mitchell.
Yeah.
So y'all know.
And I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I said, and I've said this on the pod many of times. I was a very resentful man.
Nah, that's bro. Hey,
Not
I'm with you,
knowledge.
bro.
Ain't no
Bro.
way.
Right,
Bro.
Like we didn't know that.
Knowledge?
We
No
never,
way.
Never picked up on
I
that.
was a
Never picked
very
up.
resentful man. So, with that being said, bro, I have to daily remind myself, let it go.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's okay to find in your heart sometime, and it may take a couple of seconds to go,
Yeah.
I forgave that person.
Yeah.
Like, that
And-
person did me wrong so long ago, and every time we have a interaction, that person pisses me off.
every time.
But guess what?
Yep. But
Let
you
it
know,
go.
half the battle, is you talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know, like for me, I was very resentful on me, and a lot of the things that I feel like I could have done, should have done,
Yeah,
handled
exactly.
different, been better at. Like,
Same.
you know what I'm saying?
Same.
So yeah, no, and then also just the deliver us from, or let us not yield into temptation. I think if I had to pick one, I think that is probably the biggest one, because a lot of times I don't even realize the temptation initially. You know what I mean?
Same.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
times, like the temptation, I mean, like if it's a lustful
It's called
temptation-
delusion.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like the evil things when
called
you see it, but
delusion.
like sometimes it be the things that you
Yes.
think is good, or things that
Yes.
appear to you as
Yes.
good. So I think if I had to pick one, as like what you had initially alluded to, that really stands out, that like that you really have to pray for sure.
Yeah, because that begs up a good point. People don't understand. Lucifer is not ugly. Like that
Facts.
image that they portray with the pitchfork and the horns.
No,
I'm not going. Why would I go near that? Why would I do anything?
Why?
How would that tempt? Like, what you gonna tempt me for? Like, especially black people. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, how you gonna tempt?
Yeah, come on. You
Bro,
got to go.
hey, I'm gonna put holes in all these walls.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
come
we
on,
about to
bro.
go,
I'm
bro.
gonna get as far away from that as possible.
As possible.
Bro, I'm telling you, they don't understand that. Like
That boy actually pretty.
nowhere in the text,
that boy actually pretty, no cap. That boy got some jewels. That boy got jewels
the
all
sin
over
entered his heart when he saw himself.
yeah,
Like when he got to look at himself.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's what,
bro.
go read Ezekiel. That's what it
Hey,
says.
indeed.
There's nowhere in the text that says God stripped away the way that he looked.
Yeah.
No, he fell like a lightning rod from
And
heaven.
I just said, how can an ugly thing, and this is something that I've realized, and I think through, again, social media has its benefits when you need knowledge and you're trying to actually be educated, especially because they got some people on Instagram who are standing firm for Jesus, and they're giving mini sermons every day.
Yep.
That's a fact.
And this guy, he makes cinematic content, and he talks about how he makes like little shorts, but they're very powerful
Mhm.
in conveying a message. And he had it where he was sitting down. Right, he plays all the characters, right? But he's sitting down and he's talking to a person. He's like, God, I know I messed up. God, I know. And the person sitting across from him says, well, if you want to be saved, then all you got to do is just sign here but this says that you can't sin, you can't do this, you can't drink, you can't be lustful, you can't do that. If you sign this, you're saved. And he goes, okay, great, yes, I will. And then God pops up.
That's
and
an
says,
African American dude, right?
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I know.
And God pops up and says, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Mm.
And this person is labeled as an angel that he's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And God says, what are you doing? He looks back at the person, and it's a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And God says, dude, if you sign that, you're basically saying you can save yourself.
That part.
You basically sign you can save yourself. You're not under contract with God. That's not how this goes. This is a relationship where you're
Covenant.
gonna fall short. And you just gotta keep in your mind that you know that only God can save you. Only Jesus can save you. And when I say that is because, bro, the devil is pretty. He can look like an angel. And that's why Paul says anybody who gives you, any angel or man who gives you a gospel that is not this, are not working in the will of the Father.
Amen.
That's a bar.
Why would Paul say
That's
angel?
a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah, why would Paul say angel?
Mm-hmm.
The fallen angels. I'm trying to tell you.
Bro.
They put them. They make all these things. Got these. I mean, like there's places I don't eat. Like I ain't gonna eat Torchy's tacos. You got a demon on the top of your
Torchy's tacos not that good no more.
I'm just telling you. You got a demon on top of your establishment. I'm not eating there. So that's one. But two, that's not what they all look like. There might be some that run around and look like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They don't all look like that.
Facts.
You can say whatever you want, but
Facts. I done
like-
seen a lot of demons in people.
bro.
Hence everything we done talked about
Bro,
today.
Exactly.
everything we done talked about today. And bro, whenever there's something where there's lust and there's the Jezebel spirit or there's any of that stuff, that is demonic.
Yeah.
Like you think she looked pretty, okay, and it go further than all of that because of the stuff like OnlyFans and things like that. Demonic.
Yeah.
Like what are we talking about? Like that's not. There's not
Yeah.
there. You can't explain it any other way.
Even the snake hides their teeth until it's time to attack.
The serpent in the garden.
That
You know
part.
what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
That's a
Like,
fact.
man. JP, take us to the next section, bro.
That part.
Shoot, man. Like, that's funny. That man.
Well, I mean, we didn't finish though. We didn't finish though. The last
please.
part,
Go ahead.
of that section was like, do you find it harder to pray in secret or in public, and why?
Ooh. Boy, I would tell you that I kind of got it bad both ways because I'm a real talk. I have prayed at church because I've been asked to pray at church for like servant leader stuff,
Facts.
and I'll be like, they be like, anybody want to pray? And I go quick. I'll go quick, like not me today. And then they be like, then something in me will wrestle and be like, pray. And I'm like, all right. And we so bad. We just leave Miss D out to dry. Shout out Miss D, but when we be leaving Miss D out to dry when it come down there when she asks somebody to pray. And sometimes I'll be like, all right, I'll pray. And I'll pray the house down. I'll pray the house down. And everybody be like, boy, you praying for real? And I'll be like, okay, yeah. And go crazy. And I'll be like, okay, stop playing. But
that boy knows something.
Yeah, that boy knows something. And then, but then when I go to my closet, and it's a little struggle where I'll be like, I'm trying to, if I'm being honest, I'm trying to work out of the habit of only going to my prayer closet to handle all of God's activities.
Yeah,
because I've realized that in my private time and in my alone time, I can sometimes minimize God. Well, God is only in that closet. No, God is everywhere. And I've have to kind of slow myself down and understand that just the same way you feel protected and you pray and you feel intimate with God in the closet, you should feel that same way when you're on your couch or you're at your desk praying to your God.
Yep.
And that's something that like I'm actively working through. So I'll tell you, like, it's kind of both ways.
Nah, yeah. I feel you on that. I get shy with my intimacy with Jesus sometimes. I ain't even gonna lie. Bro. Like, and it don't even gotta be just like in like thinking about it from a sense of like just in front of the church. Even just like us three sitting here. I mean, shoot, me and Ricky, like, you know what I'm saying, at the house praying over food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I always overthink my prayer anytime somebody is in the room with me. And I don't know why. Like, I honestly, I don't know why. Like, I've been praying and talking in front of people, like, you know, since I was
I've
a child.
talked in front of a whole, like, I've talked in whole congregations and college, like, ministry. Like, I've talked in front of these people. And, like,
but when it comes to, like talking to Jesus in front of, bro, it's kind of funny.
I would say, man, that, like, I think that there's such a responsibility and a pressure to pray. Like, there's an expectation.
Yeah.
100%.
Jesus didn't say if you pray. He said when you pray.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could say that I quantify it as a harder time to pray on either one. I think that the thing that any of us, myself included, can have the struggle is the discipline to be consistent and to choose certain things. Like I choose not to listen to, not to watch, not to participate in certain things. And that's a form of worship, in my opinion, as far as like how you operate with yourself. And then in prayer, like, I feel like I pray about everything. There's not anything that transpires. Like, I'm not going to go and walk in something that I didn't pray about.
Yeah.
At this point in my walk with Jesus. Right? Like, I prayed. This is crazy. Zaire being here. I prayed profusely and then I brought it to my mom. I didn't say anything to Kaylee. Not a word. And she called me and said, hey, it feels like he should be there, huh? Yeah, we got to make it happen. That's God. I pray. I was like, God, like, listen, the bedroom is there. We able to, I'm in the spot right now where I'm in line for a promote. Like, all the stuff is there.
Yep.
If it's your will, let it happen.
Yeah.
Mom was good with it, and then wife calls me. Boom. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. And I think that, like, it's cool too. Like, and I feel like sometimes we don't even always think about it so much as prayer as you start to, continue to build your and grow in your walk.
Mhm.
Like it feels like you talk to God so much that sometimes like it don't even feel like you wouldn't even just say like, oh, like you don't even think about it from the standpoint of, oh, I just prayed about that. Like it's just like you just like it's just yo, like no, I gotta talk to God about this. Like you know what I'm saying? Like before, or Lord, like I'm walking in, Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like I need today to be a good day, or I need this here to go well today, or I need to push past. I know I'm struggling with this here today, Lord. Not today, help me overcome. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of times, like I feel like I talk to God so much that like in my head, or like just like in somewhere by myself, that like I don't even realize, like, or I wouldn't even like just call it like a prayer.
Yeah,
like,
and that's so real. Like I don't think I like, for example, I was driving up here today and I was like, God, like, and driving up here, man, I felt like something today was like, I was like, my spirit was just so wrestled today, like driving up here. But I was like, man, like God, like, why am I having these feelings? Like, what's going on? Like this regular.
Yeah.
Like I'm popping up. Like
Yeah.
I'm showing up. I'm producing the podcast. What's going on?
Yeah.
And God was like, man, like something just gonna shake today.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what that means. And I'm like, man, what? Lex gonna say something crazy? Like, what's going on? Cause Lex don't. I was like, what? Lex gonna say something crazy? That boy zealed up.
Yeah, right.
He be scaring me sometimes. He be scaring me sometimes. That boy Lex be scaring me sometimes. Gotta be like, oh Lord, what Lex gonna say?
Hey, right.
What Lex gonna say? But like real talk, I was like, but I just think that it's just, I always like, subconsciously, unconsciously, I'm always talking to God.
Yeah.
And it's like, real talk, even when I'm sinning, I'm talking to God, because I'm like, Lord.
That's real.
That's
real.
That's something I'm
That's
talking
real.
about.
And you know, and honestly, and when you talk about like shameful or being shy,
Yes.
like bro, like it's like bro, like Lord, look, like I know. And I said it before I did it.
Yeah.
And I know.
I
know it. And I'm like, Lord, like, I'm sorry. Man.
I'm sorry, dog.
Like,
I'm sorry, bro.
Help me out, bro.
For real, man. Like, and I think that's
help me
that's
out.
the realness of it. If you're not having that unconsciously, subconsciously, always talking to God, even when you know you down bad, in the middle of it, bro, lock in.
Yeah.
You need to talk to God more.
Lock in.
You need to talk to God a lot more, because I be talking to God and I have a bad thought, and God be like, "You talking to me? Stop having that thought." I'm like,
legit.
My bad. I'm like, you know what? I should not have that thought. I should not have that thought of beating somebody up. You sure right.
Hey, it's there. It's there.
It's there.
Don't get it twisted.
But
It's
you
there.
sure right.
God, come on.
Sure right.
God, you
No,
know,
that's a
God,
fact.
you know how I am in this flesh of mine. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
I need you, please.
Yeah.
That part, man.
No, that's a fact. And that's actually like a cool kind of like little transition
Yeah,
into
for
like
sure.
the next kind of little section or topic
Mhm.
as we move, you know, more deeper into Matthew 6,
Mhm.
and we start to talk about, you know, anxiety, and we start to talk about worry,
Mhm.
and then also moving into, you know, earthly treasure versus heavenly treasures.
Mhm.
And so I just want to just read at least just a little bit of Matthew 6.
You good?
25, you might be looking for.
Yeah.
Do not worry. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life.
Yeah. Oh, you already had it, or you?
No, I'm saying
that's
that. I already got it highlighted.
Oh, okay. Go
I had
ahead.
this,
Go ahead.
This was preseason from a little while ago.
Bro,
This was preseason.
you have us teed up. He know it's the one. We done talked about
Yeah.
don't worry a lot.
For sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, my brother.
All right.
Yeah, this was preseason, pre-highlighted, and everything in this Bible.
We got we got tabs in there.
We
highlights.
You know, we
Hey, you know what though? Hang on. Before I do read that though, as y'all, I cannot bring, like, I look at y'all Bible and I see the highlights and everything in y'all Bible. I do. I really do. But I cannot bring myself to write in my Bible, bro. Like,
Word.
I will write I will write a notebook till I'm out of pages. I go get more, but I just can't go in my. It would bother me.
It would bother you?
It would bother me, bro. Like I look at y'all. Like I've been looking at. I done looked at Lex Bible like 10 times today,
Yeah,
and
Lex
I'm just
got
like,
that-
bro,
nah,
like
Lex got it bad.
the sticky
That boy
notes,
got it
the right,
Yeah.
like.
I got one Bible. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you because I used to do that, and what stopped me and say, "Hey, just write," is because I think, and this is something that's real, especially in the Southern culture. I would say is that, and I would say probably in America, is that we think the Bible by itself is holy.
Yeah.
Like just the Bible itself is holy, right? And what stopped me from thinking like that is saying, hey, I will not disrespect the word. I mean, I would not disrespect God by throwing this Bible, by kicking his Bible, whatever.
Facts.
But what I will do, because I feel like it brings worship to God, is writing this Bible. Because God, I'm not adding to and I'm not subtracting away.
Facts.
I'm just studying, and how I study, God know me. I got ADHD to the bone, so I got to be doing something tangible. I got to be writing. I got to be drawing. I got to be folding. I got to be pasting. I got to be doing something. Yeah. And I will tell you, bro, this is one of my Bibles that's probably the cleanest. For real. This is probably the cleanest Bible I have. Because I have notes like spread out between 3 Bibles.
And see, I think I feel like I would have to have one Bible that I don't write in.
Yeah.
If I get another one that I would have to designate for my Bible to like mark up.
Just
and
get
stuff
it.
Like
I would tell you, bro, because don't be like me, because Lord knows I don't know what I was on, but I'm glad I did it. But the Lord, I really believe, I think the Lord just wanted me to really invest in Him, because I was very stingy with money. So I think God wanted me to invest in Him. Like, for example, for a long time, I really did believe that though I didn't tithe, I used to put money to the side for God. And I felt like God used to tell me, hey, you got that tithe money, go buy a Bible. Go invest money into your faith, right? That's how I feel. Is that biblical? I don't know. But what I will tell you is that's what I feel like God told me to go. And I don't think no demonic spirit is telling you to go buy a Bible. So that's what I did. And I bought like $100 Bible, and it's an interleaved ESV version, but it's a journaling Bible. Interleaved is just, for every page of scripture, there's a blank page right behind it. So that helped me really, like that Bible, that Whoa Bible. If I gotta go pray over somebody's house, or I gotta go like cast out spirits, if God told me, hey, I need you to go pick up your sword, and I go reach for an axe sword, and he says, no, that sword.
That we talking about that.
We talking about that one right there. We talking about that one right there.
Yeah, like this one.
Doom.
This one I won't write in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the family tree Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, that's tough.
I won't mark this one up.
Yeah.
Right. Got the big text and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's NIV. So I hear you, but
Sure.
that's your everyday Bible.
Yeah.
Like,
Dog it up.
bro.
I don't know how to any other way to say that.
Mark that thing up. Because my thing is like, you could lose that notebook. You ain't gonna lose that Bible.
That's a fact.
The Bible ain't going
That's
nowhere.
fair.
So, yeah, we get sticky notes so I can write something on a sticky note and then stick it in there. And really, honestly, like the thing and my wife is able to do this now. And Lord willing, I have a son. I bought Zahir's own Bible, but Lord willing, I have a son. I want to give this.
Nah,
to
yeah.
one of my
I feel.
sons,
Yeah, I
to-
feel
to
that.
one of my sons.
I feel that.
And that Whoa Bible, bro, that I got, I do arts and crafts in that Bible. I have stock cards that I've drawn up on and done like pretty notes in, and I folded it and I've glued it into the seam of the Bible, and I fold it and I press it, and it's like that Bible looked like a pop-up book. So, and I'll take pictures of it, because I'm telling you, bro, like I've done some nice folding. Like, again, like I said, I got ADHD to the bone. So I go in there and I know for me to stay focused, and I got to start back doing that.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to like force myself just to read.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes down to like that guidebook that I have. Like I'm
Yeah.
going through, what do you call it? What do you call that? It's the book that I bought that it's like a fill out book.
With talking about the Baptist.
Yeah, the Baptist faith.
yeah,
Like
the-
that's like a workbook.
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So with
yeah,
that,
yeah,
like you
yeah,
kind
I
of
got
just
you.
got to read it.
Yeah.
There is no extra little stuff you got to do except like the stuff they tell you to do.
Yeah,
But
they give you like exercise. I got you.
Yeah, they do you like exercise and things like that. Like that's cool. So I've been like really diving into that.
Yeah.
But like when I need to get back into like really doing that because I make my Bible reading fun.
Yeah.
Because I can't sit there and just
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
just read.
Yeah.
The Lord didn't bless me like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah,
there's a
I
lot of
feel
people.
that.
There's a lot of people that are probably like you that think
Nah,
that's
I agree.
like that brings
Bible
shame.
journal,
That brings
yeah.
shame, but it don't. It is what it is. Like how you read the Bible, honor your father. Don't disgrace the Bible. Don't put it in no fire. Don't do nothing crazy. Just do what you do to like make sure that you can lock in. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mr. Pretty Bible over there. Read the
Hey,
scripture.
pretty boy got a pretty Bible.
Read-
That's all right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, 25. This is why I tell. Well, actually, let me read up a little bit more.
Go ahead.
I'll start at. Okay, I'll just do 20. I'll start at 23.
Yep.
But when your eye is bad, your whole body is filled with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep is that darkness? No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. This is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food and drink or enough clothes to wear. Isn't life more than food and your body more than clothing? Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your heavenly Father feeds them. And aren't you far more valuable to him than they are? Can all your worries add a single moment to your life?
Okay. So we're gonna dive into these questions. Where do you catch yourself building earthly treasures?
Where do I catch myself building earthly treasures? Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Boy, my bank account broke, so I ain't building too much. I ain't gonna cap to you.
Take this boy
I-
nowhere.
I'm trying to like, man, we've been real disciplined in the Johns household about building savings, emergency savings, and so I got a little chain, but I'm getting right.
No, that's a fact.
But building earthly treasures, man, I don't know if I'm building earthly treasures, if I'm being honest. I really don't think I am. But what I will tell you, and I'm telling myself this, that I think I've been worrying myself about too much, is just about my career.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, again, career is how I make my money,
Yeah.
right? But
One could argue that's the earthly treasure that you
yes,
build.
and that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
that like, you know what? Like, yes, like I would say career is that I'm not putting in a lot of work with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say I'm not building it, because I'm not over here like taking all the certifications, and I'm not doing that, because
Mhm.
if I'm being honest, I have really taken a step back from work, a big step back from work.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe just the worry part. And I think that's kind of like what maybe God is communicating to me right now. It's just that there's no need to worry about it, because,
Yeah.
bro, I'm feeding the birds and they ain't really doing too much. You good.
Yeah.
You was stern over there. What you got?
Now, I definitely say career wise for sure, and then also just studying, trying to understand so much, to do so much, whether it be in career, business, faith,
Yeah.
a lot of busyness that takes up a lot of mental space and capacity. Trying to be good at this, trying to build this, trying to start that, and provide this. There's a few things, and I feel like same. Right now, I feel like God is definitely challenging me to stand on. Don't worry, for sure. And I feel like that's definitely a part of the season that I'm in right now. Even just status, like all of it. I think to me, all takes into account in my interpretation of where I'm at with trying to build earthly treasure.
Yeah, man. I'm with y'all, career wise, because like, I mean, y'all know the details of everything, and like it's like, boom, interview, boom, whatever's going on. There's a hiring freeze in the other center, and so y'all know there's also been addition. Got another car note. I got another mouth to feed. I got a bunch of stuff going on in here. So it's like, okay, okay, am I building earthly treasure, or am I taking away from Pastor Madu his bar? Right? Is it I trust in God, or is it I trust my job?
Yeah, that part.
No, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like, is it, and
that's a great.
I'm telling you,
That's a great bar,
I'm
bro.
telling
Fact,
you.
bro.
Hey, that's a
It's a
fact.
real question.
That's a fact.
It's so, man, and you also have a wife. All of us have a wife to answer to, to give hope in some of the stuff. You know, you look on paper and it's like, bro, this don't add up.
That part.
How are we gonna get this done? Like, babe, come on, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Faith in all of this, it's gonna be all right. Like, being able to do that, say that, operate in that, like, that's
Yeah.
where my brain is like, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
And
Like,
sometimes too, like, as much as it is frustrating sometimes to have to answer that, or to have to respond to that question, or to with your with your wife. Sometimes I feel like that is also a part of the challenge, and that is also part of the testament. That as God is working on us, to lead and to also not worry and follow him, because now you actually got to stand on that. Like, what I'm saying?
You can't be in here tripping about little things here and little stuff here, and like, it's why I also encourage you as a believer, steward, get a budget. Just because then there's no animosity between you and your spouse. It's not me telling you no. The sheep said no. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and if you listen,
Say that brother knows something.
That brother knows something.
if you need one,
that brother knows something.
If you need one, I got a template. I got you. You just let us know what's going on. I'm just telling you, like, get a budget. Why would you not do that? Like, what's like? It's so easy. You know what's crazy? It's so easy to go spin. There's times where, like, boom, like, okay, there's a football game. Boom, there's this. Dang, I gotta go get it. But I have a certain amount allocated to eating out. Okay, what's the number? Okay, there's a number. I can't pass this number. If I pass that number, it's gotta come from somewhere else. I gotta cut something else off. Right? But like, boom. And not to a place where I'm like, I'm so worried. No, but God did give me a certain amount. I've got to be able to. God can't give me more if I can't steward over this.
Yeah.
He called the one that buried the talent wicked because they didn't steward and multiply it. Right. But he told them, to whom much is given, much is required. But those who are faithful with little will be entrusted with much. That's and me and you talk about this all the time. I was in this like weird spot where I like struggle, like, okay, like, is it cool for me to, you know what I'm saying, to like go make more money? Is it cool for me to go like, okay, but God wants your heart.
Yeah.
God pours oil on things where he sees that the person that's at the helm has their heart. So if he presents something in front of me where there's a way for me to go and create more income for my family and for the my family, not just being those that live under my roof, but those that share the blood of Christ as our common, like that's our bonding point.
Mm-hmm.
Then of course he's gonna put you in a spot where there's more provision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be okay with that. So yeah, the worrying, that's
Man, I would even say that, bro. Like, honestly, like I'm thinking about like my own situation.
Mhm.
And I would say that, like, I just asked myself, like, just thinking, I'm like, man, like, what if I did lose my job? Like, how would that go? And I would tell you, I would tell you right now, real talk, real talk. I'll say, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't trust my job, but I trust God to hold it for me.
Hey.
Because Lord knows.
Hey.
Because Lord knows, like, real talk. I'm trusting God that He knows what I need.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
And I think,
100%.
let's be honest. And I'm gonna beg this question: what does it look like to trust your job more than you trust God when it comes down to it? Because something I just said was, I don't trust my job, but I trust God knows I need my job. What does that look like? Is it just the fact that, like, hey, no, He's recognizing that, like, it's in God's hands, or is there something more that needs to be asked?
I think a couple of things could go into that. I think that there's appropriate times to work overtime to get a little more for certain things. But I also think that you unknowingly worship your money and your job if you don't tithe.
Okay, well, yeah, I got that wrong.
Yeah, I'm just like, there's a lot of people that are Christian that walk with God. Like they talk about in the church, 10 to 15% of all those that attend church actually tithe.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
That low?
For real?
It's nasty. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Man, look.
On the 10 to 15?
Look, hold on.
Hold up, Lord.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go.
Boy,
I didn't think the number was that low.
I didn't think it was that low. I thought maybe like 47%.
I mean,
43%.
I'd have even just said, I'd have said probably about 40, 30, somewhere between 30, 40%.
But 12? I mean, 5 to 15%?
Yeah.
Boy, y'all getting.
But
old.
While the
also,
majority of Christians believe tithing is a biblical command, actual rates of giving of 10% of income, with estimates ranging from 6 to 13% of all Christians give at least 10% in the tithe.
So I can believe that, because we're talking about like genuinely giving 10% of your income. It's not saying that only 10%, like that's only the amount of people who give. It's saying the amount of people that actually genuinely give 10% of what they get.
But if you're not giving 10%, that's not the tithe. You might offer and give an offering. I'm based on what it says in the principles and in the scriptures. The tithe is 10%, and it's not 10% after all your bills is paid. No. It's
straight from
the first 10%.
Yeah,
is his.
Yeah.
That's the tithe.
Yeah,
because that's the actual. Okay, I trust you.
Yeah.
Maybe on paper, none of this makes sense.
I got to come out automatic.
You know what I'm saying?
Automatic.
You got this amount, and you telling me I got to give you 10% of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? We get bonus checks.
Yeah.
You get bonus checks, you're like, man.
Still 10.
All right, 10, pop.
Man, say, look, I can't think about it. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and give you that.
Hey, make God hit you with it.
Yeah, man. I'm like, all right,
take it,
man.
Lord.
Like,
Just
it's like, it's like God, look, as soon as I see it go in there, I'm like, all right, social dollars give, boom.
Yep.
Like, and it's gotta be that, because that's tithing. That's faith. So yes, 6 to 13% of the church follows the commandment to tithe. That's literally. That's literally the same.
I ain't gonna sit here and act like I do it. I've been the best at it, or even today, every time. But
I would tell you is that real talk. And if you're struggling to tithe, I would tell you to do this, because I think I've been faithful in tithing probably since I've gotten married. Like faithful, like I know exactly that check, 10% it goes.
Yeah.
Fire. You know what I'm saying? But what I will tell you is that what I will tell you is that I've always did set out 10%, but I have pulled from that 10% and said, God,
no, that's
God,
a fact.
Like, hey, God,
Yeah.
I need,
Yeah.
God, I know I owe you.
Yep.
I know this is coming from you, and I've always made, and you
Yep.
can ask my wife. I've always said, but she's like, babe, we need this for that. I said, we just got to go to God. We got to get it from God, and she knows exactly what I mean from that tithe account. Don't get it mistaken.
No,
This
that's
is
real.
not mine.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is, if you're struggling to give that 10, if you're gonna pull from it, you better understand that that's God's money, and you better thank Him for it.
Well, yep.
You better thank Him for it, man.
I can say that's typically how that conversation.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
how
I'm
that
saying?
conversation goes.
It's always,
I done been there. I done did it.
It be set aside, but I'll be sitting here lying saying that like I haven't. Yo, look, Lord, listen.
Yeah, look,
like,
Lord.
I won't take the whole thing, but I just need you to work it out.
I need that 40.
Yeah, I need you to work it out for me. Just
I ain't gonna stunt to y'all. I've done a number of things equivalent to that as well. I'm not. Anytime I talk about this stuff, I'm not trying to look down my nose at nobody. But y'all are both my brothers, and I'm gonna challenge y'all on this. I promise. Watch how things change when you just get rid of the 10%.
Oh, and like
When
I said,
I know you do it now.
I've been very faithful.
You've been doing it now, yeah. I got you.
You're not hearing me.
I've been very faithful. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm telling you, like, because this is the thing. I want to make sure that our viewers understand, and the people that we talk to understand.
Yeah, it changes everything.
We stand on first 10%.
Yes.
His watch, because I'm not saying you do it in the face of like, okay, God, you better do something. No. I'm not an owner of anything. I'm a steward of everything. God, thank you so much that I get to steward 90%.
Yep.
Here's your 10.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep going.
And if I'm being honest, okay, I'm gonna watch my words very carefully when I say this, because I don't want it to be literal, right? I'm not saying this literally, but what I am saying is, God, I give God that 10% as insurance, because I know in my head, if I don't get my God that 10%, but that 90 gonna disappear.
Yeah. Quick.
And that's why I say, like, I'm not saying literally, but what I am saying is, God, I'm giving it to you because I know where it's coming from.
Yeah, a blessed 90 is better than an unblessed 100.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, that's the best. That's the best insurance policy I've even got.
I'm trying to tell
That
you.
return on that investment is crazy.
On that one is crazy.
It doesn't even feel itself. Like, it's crazy. I think the second check last month, I gave my tithe. The next week, I had a sale that was 15 sales in one. It's like, but like not like a rubber lamp. No, but it's still like even not today. Yesterday, I did 13 sales in a day. It's like, look, it ain't me. It's a customer I'd already talked to before, and he was like, "Oh, by the way, I run this company right here. We need actually this, and this." I was like, "Oh, you already have that?" "Yeah, I do." "And this how much it is?" I was like, "Well, it's cheaper here." Boom.
Yeah, Paul.
It's just like, I didn't come up with it. God was like, "Here you go."
Yeah.
Right in my lap.
God got it working. And if I'm being honest, man, like, you can't sit, if you treat it like a genie lamp, you're not gonna expect nothing.
No, you
because
still gotta
Lord
put them
knows,
hands
bro,
to the plow, boy.
Because guess what? I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't give that 10%, and had my hands like this, and ain't none.
What you looking for, boy?
Yeah. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? For real.
I look at it, he said, "Boy,
For real.
what you doing down there?"
Yeah, what you doing? Like, come on now. Like for real. Like,
That's a fact.
don't when you give that 10% to God, bro. Just like I said, it's like I view it as insurance because guess what? I don't get a check from State Farm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get a check from State Farm on the daily saying here you go, here goes your dividend. But you know when I do get a check from State Farm? When I really need it.
Mm-hmm.
And when something didn't hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And when
That's a fact.
somebody done did me wrong, but God got me.
Yeah.
Cool.
They do.
That is a fact.
That is correct. Man. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Let's wrap up with this one. Matthew 7, the end of Matthew 7, talking about a wise builder. This is good.
Which actually is a cool segue from this conversation.
For sure. Matthew 7 has a lot. It's very heavy. This is kind of where Jesus is starting to call things out. He talks about being able to identify a tree by its fruit. He talks about wolf in sheep's clothing. There's a lot that happens in Matthew 7. This is where he's really kind of teeing up on people and just letting you know. This is a section I encourage you to go read because this is the part where it's like, not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. I'm just letting you know. I didn't say it. Jesus did. Don't get upset with me. Don't cancel me because I didn't say it. Again. Okay. So now we're gonna go into what he's talking about, building like a wise builder. And see, I got to move my sticky note, even though, that's what JP like, I can't mark mine up. Mark it up. Okay. In Matthew 7, verse 24, it says, anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is a wise person who builds a house on a solid rock. Though the rain and the storm comes in torrents and flood waters rise and the winds beat against the house, it won't collapse because it's built on bedrock. But anyone who listens to my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds their house on sand. It rains and it floods, and the rains and the floods come and the winds beat against their house, and it will collapse with a mighty crash. When Jesus had finished saying this, the crowds were amazed at his teaching, for he taught with real authority, quite unlike their teachers of religious law. Okay. So why is this important? Why in this part right here? Notice something. Jesus repeats himself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't repeat himself often, but here he repeats himself. And when he's repeating himself here, he's literally giving you the same scenario with two choices.
Yep.
If you flip to the back of the Bible in Matthew 25, he talks about the final judgment in Matthew 25. He talks about the sheep and the goats.
Mm-hmm.
So same way he's talking about building your house on a solid rock.
He's giving you them choices. He's making it very clear.
And he lets you know that it's coming. Like the words that were used at 25, though the rain comes in torrents and the flood rise and the winds beat against the house. And then when he repeated, he said, when the rain and the floods come and the winds beat against the house. So he letting you know, like, it's coming.
Yeah.
You can decide on what you want to build on, but just know it's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And you ain't got no excuse. If you hear his words and you decide not to act on them, or you do, okay. I got this one. I mean, matter of fact, JP, there's questions you can ask us because I have an answer for this question.
The first one?
Of course.
Okay, so what storm in your life exposed your foundation?
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Go watch it. I'm gonna tell you.
Go check it out.
I knew that's what your response was going to be.
Go watch. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say it, but the storm in my life that exposed my foundation was I made choices, I cut corners, I lied to some people, I lied to my wife, and it all came back and crashed collision course. It hit everything, and my wife finds out, boom. And I thought I was reverent before God. I thought I was walking with Jesus for real, but I was exposed. Like as exposed as you can get, like no clothes, like everything done. Like now you got
where your clothes at?
Yeah, God, what you doing? What's going on? So that exposed everything.
100%.
No real foundation, and that's where I also had an encounter. So sometimes storms will come right? And it said, y'all listen to Maverick City. They talk about that. They said, though the storms may come, all that stuff. That's cool if you actually have a foundation of Christ. If the storms come and you ain't got no foundation, you're gonna get exposed, and then you're gonna be upset with God, though you didn't cover yourself because you didn't obey His words.
Mm-hmm.
So that, for me, that was the storm that in my life that exposed my foundation. Let me ask y'all, how do you move from being a hearer to a doer?
Man, I would tell the first thing that that's popped in my head is accountability. Understand that, like, you got a choice, and God has given you that free will, and with that free will, you have to be accountable and understand that, like, and that's why I say, man, it's such a slippery thing, because again, the devil can twist the scripture, because Jesus calls you to be accountable, but he also tells you to forgive, to forgive yourself, right? And not to be so hard on you, but get back on the road, right? And that's where that twist comes in, because, like, you have to be graceful to yourself, but you also got to be accountable with yourself. That's how you move from being a hearer to a doer.
Yeah.
Is being accountable and saying, you know what, bro, I do have that problem with lust. I do have that problem with alcoholism. I do have that problem with lying. I do have that problem with being angry, resentful, whatever it may be. But if AA got something right, it's one, admit that you got a problem. But I think they got that from Jesus, man.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Admit that you got a problem.
And I would use the word encounter. Once you are out there naked, realizing, the problem, realizing, once you in that space, you expose. I think the next thing that follows behind that accountability is the encounter. I mean, like the Bible says, faith come by hearing. So, once you have that encounter and you are, exposed to the word, you hear the word, like, it shifts, and you start to act out, what I'm saying, what you're reading, what you're learning. You start to, walk those steps out. So I would use the word encounter.
That's dope. That's dope. Man, so this has been fire. Both
100%.
part 1, part 2. I appreciate you boys for being real about everything, about the fact that you guys do believe in the Second Amendment to bear arms. The fact that we just believe the entire thing has been just a bunch of atrocities, and we have feelings about it. And we're not going to be ashamed about it. You can tell, knowledge. I want to pay honor to you, brother, that you've been working at this stuff. We do appreciate it.
100%.
Views are going
100%.
up. Subscribers are going up. And we also know this is an altar and that we give it to God. By the end of the day, share this with a brother, share this with a sister, like, share, subscribe. If a lot of the times what will happen is people will consume the content but won't be subscribed. Like, just subscribe to the channel so that you can continue to hear things as it goes on. Season 1 is going to have some more special guests. I got somebody very near and dear to my heart coming through next week. I'm very excited about that young man coming through. We got some people from your side that's coming. That's supposed to be coming through, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know if y'all knew, but that man's a twin. So we got some special things coming.
Yeah.
We got some special things we brewing up. His parents, they're avid listeners, so we appreciate your mom and pops, right?
Word. Okay, shout out mom and pops.
Yeah. But just in general, to take takeaways from what we talked about the last 2 weeks. First and foremost, Sermon on the Mount, greatest sermon ever preached.
Facts.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Bar
episode
for bar,
24,
word
episode
for word.
25.
Idol of.
We thought we was going to do this on episode 2. We was not prepared for that. I'm glad we waited till we got to right where we at.
Yeah.
Right? Jesus did not abolish the law. He fulfilled the law. He transforms your heart and he reveals the kingdom into your life.
Yes.
And it is impossible without Jesus.
100%.
None of this is possible without Jesus.
100%.
So I would say go read it for yourself. If you want a reference point, if you go on 2819's YouTube page on their playlist, There's a Kingdom Gems playlist.
Kingdom Gems.
I would go through it. If you've never actually dove in deep about the Sermon on the Mount, it is fire. All of it is fire. It's heat. It's before 28:19 exploded.
Yeah.
That Matthew 5-7 is a little more of an intimate setting. You'll get to see Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell laughing and joking. I'm just telling you, like, this sermon has absolutely transformed my life, the way I see things, the lens that I have, and the way that I live. I pray that we were able to share, things that we have, our honesties, our struggles, our things that we're like, man, the stuff, tithe, whatever it might be, everything that we talk about. I pray that it blessed you. And is there anything that y'all want to leave anybody with before we get up out of here?
I would say love your neighbor.
Yeah.
And your enemy.
Yeah, love your neighbor. No, well, neighbor covers enemy and friendly.
Yeah.
Neighbor, you're sharing space with them.
Everybody.
Yeah. Neighbor.
Yeah. I agree.
Love your neighbor, bro.
I agree. I don't have anything on this one. I think y'all pretty much hit everything and closed it out. I agree.
Love it. We love all y'all. JP, if you could close us in prayer, my brother, and get it going.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us the ability to have this conversation. I ask that you cover this nation. I ask that you be with the families who have suffered tragedies over the course of this year. I ask that you just continue to watch over us. I just ask that people hear the calling to you, and that more people will continue to follow you and seek you in the times that we are living in today. I ask that you keep this world in your hand. I ask for a spirit of peace, a spirit of comfort, spirit of provider to those families who have lost loved ones, to the people that are hurt. And I ask that you just touch the hearts of this nation and turn them. In your son Jesus' name, Lord, amen.
Amen. Love y'all. See y'all next week.
In pursuit.
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 In pursuit.